Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show. I'm your host, Dominic Konowski. Folks, I just want to let you all know that this is the best place for all NASCAR content. We've actually interviewed well over 130 NASCAR drivers, a lot of them in the Cup Series today. This is the place that you want to be, so subscribe if you like the vibe. Let's get into the video. The 2022 Daytona 500 is just a handful of weeks away, as it is coming up on February 20th, 2022. And with that said, we're starting to see the list of what teams and drivers are entering into this race. Of course, you got the 36 charter teams. The field cap is a total of 40 cars. But right now, there aren't even 40 cars that are attempting this race. This is absolutely detrimental to NASCAR. It's the biggest race on the calendar, biggest race of the year for the NASCAR Cup Series, and at this point, right before the calendar turns to the new year, they don't even have 40 teams signed up. They don't have 40 spots taken, and it makes you wonder, how many spots will it get to be when the duels come up? Will we see any drivers or teams have to really race their way in to avoid being bumped like we've seen in the past several years? Go back about a decade, you used to have 60 cars show up and attempt to qualify. Those days are long gone. You cannot blame that because of the pandemic or anything like that. You gotta blame that on NASCAR changing. Really, it seems to be race by race with all these new rules. Plus, it's getting more expensive to form a team, especially a competitive team. And you also have the addition of the next-gen car. So NASCAR, biggest race of the calendar year for them, not to mention the first race under the newest generation car, and they may not even have a field really where you see anyone race in. Now, I want to go over three teams that you may see field a car. Of course, these would be considered quote-unquote race-ins, really non-charter teams. You got the 13 for MBM, who ran in 2021's Daytona 500. And then you have the number 36 for Front Row Motorsports. That would be, of course, David Wagon. He's ran the last two 500s for the team. But to have that happen, Front Row Motorsports would have to get a third next-gen chassis for David Wagon to race. And then you got that 55 car for BJ McLeod Motorsports. They did run one race under that number with Matt Mills, and they also do have funding for that car from JF Electric. Personally, I would say that we will really be able to say the complete field of who is attempting to get in, if there is over 40 cars, which hopefully there is by mid-January. But frankly, if I were in the NASCAR's top front office, I would be concerned from this, as like I said, this is the biggest race of the season, and at this point, only a few days until 2022, well, they don't even have a 40 car lineup.